Hey guys, good morning. So what we're doing today is I'm going to do some syrups. I have some berries that I need to use up. I used my strawberries, so I can't show you that. I talked about it in another video, I think when I was doing the jam, how you can keep the tops of the strawberry. They have a little bit of the red still on them, but they're not really optimal for jelly. Save those because you can make syrup out of them. However, I haven't had any strawberries in a while, so what we're doing today is we're going to start with blackberries. See, I have a cup of those. I have a quarter cup of sugar. It's hard to tell. Half a cup of water and vanilla. If it's not required, but you can use like half a lemon if you want it brighter, I guess. Sometimes if I have lemons, I use it, but I'm actually out of lemons, so. But it still makes a great syrup. So this is a great syrup to put over pancakes, waffles, whatever. You can use it to flavor your tea, flavor your water, just whatever you want to do. I mean, good quality products are always the best. These are organic blackberries. I have blackberry bushes, but they're not quite. You need about 2 years for the blackberries to be successful. So, and I use pure cane sugar. I don't use the super white stuff, because that's more chemicals than actual sugar. And so we use raw cane sugar. You could probably use honey with this. However, honey is so expensive, I'd rather use it. It kind of loses its properties. It's just for sweetener, and it's actually sweeter than sugar. So if you use honey instead of sugar, do less than a quarter cup, because it's stronger. And vanilla. This is my vanilla that I make. I'm going to do a video on extract soon, so if that's something you're interested in, just kind of keep a lookout for that. Probably in a week or two, I'm not sure yet. Haven't really put any videos out in the last couple weeks. We've been on vacation, so now we're just trying to get back in the swing of things. So, first things first, I'm going to do these in half-pint jars. I have 3 out. And then, of course, the lids and everything. I have 3 out. I think that's going to be more than enough, because this is not going to be a whole lot. It's just us. We don't use a lot of syrup. But, of course, double, triple, quadruple this recipe if you want to make a lot of it. So, I also have a small stock pot today because we're going to water bath can it. I'm just using this. I always forget. What's the 8-quart? I'm just going to use this 8-quart stock pot with the little shelf inside that I put in there, because you never want. Well, I have to put it in there, because listen to this. When you hear that, you're running the risk of breaking your jars. And then you use all that hard work for nothing. So I got to put a little shelf thingy in there, and then fill this up here in a bit. So this is the size that I'm using for just 3 things. I'm actually doing some blueberry too. Probably about 3 half pints of those too. So I'm going to do them together. So, 2 birds, 1 stone. So anyway, that's coming in a minute. So first, let's put the sugar in there. Okay. Then we're going to pour the water, filtered water. Never tap water. Never use tap water for anything. I'm going to get it. I actually recommend getting a filter for shower and for your faucets to wash your hands. The fluoride, I don't know how it got started. Fluoride is one of the worst things for your body. It actually dumbs you down. But anyway, all these people pushing fluoride. Oh, it's got fluoride and it's great. No, it's not. We're going to do a splash. I think that's good. And that's it. And we're going to put it on the stove. I guess turning it on would help. And we're going to let it go. And when it comes to a boil, we're going to reduce the heat. And we're gonna let it simmer for like 12 minutes because you want it to reduce down, thicken up. We're gonna strain it too, but so here's the thing. If you like it thinner, don't do anything to it. But if you like a thicker syrup to pour over your pancakes, because a lot of people use this to flavor drinks. If you want a thicker one to pour over your pancakes, then take a teaspoon of cornstarch, make a slurry, like you would for gravy or whatever, and put in there halfway through the simmer to thicken it up. And once it's been canned and sits there a while, it'll get nice and thick. It'll be more like a pancake syrup, that you buy at the store. So anyway, so we're gonna get this boiling and then simmering, and I'll be back. Okay, so a little extra fun stuff. This is the my sister-in-law Angela uses this too. I know because we talked about it. This is the sugar that we bought. It's really good quality. And when you look at the ingredients, cane sugar, 100%. There's no, what do you call it? Cornstarch. There's no whatever in it. It's just cane sugar. And this is one of the best ones. Plus it comes with some really good recipes on there. So, yeah. So, anyway, just a little tidbit. Thought you might want to see what kind I use. It is expensive, but when you eat healthy, you don't exactly eat that much sugar anyway. So, let's see if I can not make a mess today. Gotta try not to. Okay. So, just gotta pack it down a little bit. Just shake the jar a little bit. That stuff will go down. No worries. Typically, something's beeping. I don't know what that is. But you shake it long enough, it'll all fit in there. Because this is a 1 gallon jar with 8 pounds, and I believe I usually get the whole bag in here. We about to see, right? Just shake it back and forth until it packs down. All you're doing is getting the air out of there. So, it's gonna be close. Oh dear. Don't do this at home, y'all. Okay, it's gonna fit. It just. Yep, it's going. I do this everything, and then it gets compacted. But oh well, it all fits in there. Woo! That was a close one. Usually I keep a scoop in there, but I can't this time. But it's going to be okay. But again, there's just enough. This is all that's left in there, which I'm going to use that for my next batch of syrup anyway. So no worries. But yeah, it's Marina pure cane sugar. And Zilka is, I don't know if you say it, Zilka or Zuka is the brand. You can also just whatever like that, but I like stuff in glass just because I'm bougie that way. But yeah, Marina sugar, 1 cup is equal to the white stuff. So no worries. Anyway, I'm going to use this for my next batch. So I'm just going to leave that there and go and put this up. Anyway, let's see what else is going on today. So we got our water boiling. I'm about to throw the little tray in there. Our syrup is going. See how it's starting to reduce a little bit? We got 3 minutes left. And then we can take this off. Then we're going to strain it. Crap. I'm just batting 1,000, y'all. It's Monday or Tuesday. It's Monday, so whatever. So I did pour it out and strain it. And then I'm just going to mush down any excess, or try to get all the juice we can. Ouch. All that deliciousness. Because we don't want the seeds and syrup. I don't mind when I'm eating blackberries, the seeds, but some people leave the seeds in when they make jelly. I don't like that either. So that's about all we're going to get out of it. Transfer that over there. Now we're going to put it back on the heat. Probably going to turn up the heat a little bit more. Oops, sorry for the zoom out like that. So I got about, I think the recipe originally said a tablespoon, but I don't want it that thick. I'm just doing a teaspoon with a tablespoon of water. So we're just waiting for the heat. I don't know what I'm doing. I need a whisk. Okay. So it looks like it's, yeah, starting to bubble. Okay. See, it's already starting to thicken up. Alexa, this is just a really small amount because I'm doing some blueberries.
I'm not sure.
So, shut up, Alexa. So I'm doing a double batch of this size. I'm doing, instead of 1 cup of blackberries, I'm doing 2 cups of blueberries. That means 1 cup of water and half a cup of sugar. I did fund the lime, so I did half of it in this and then half of it in that. To me, the blackberries and the blueberries, the tartar berries, they do need a little bit of brightening up. It kind of just takes away the bite of the flavor. But anyway, so you see that's good and thick, so we can turn that off the heat. I'm going to start my blueberries, and then we'll come back to that in a minute. So I'm going to get them started, and I will be right back. Crap. I'm just batting 1,000, y'all. It's Monday or Tuesday. It's Monday, so whatever. So I did pour it out and strain it. And then I'm just going to mush down any excess, or try to get all the juice we can. Ouch. All that deliciousness. Because we don't want the seeds and syrup. I don't mind when I'm eating blackberries, the seeds, but some people leave the seeds in when they make jelly. I don't like that either. So that's about all we're going to get out of it. Transfer that over there. Now we're going to put it back on the heat. Probably gonna turn up the heat a little bit more. Oops, sorry for the zoom out like that. So I got about, I think the recipe originally said a tablespoon, but I don't want it that thick. I'm just doing a teaspoon with a tablespoon of water. So we're just waiting for the heat. I don't know what I'm doing. I need a whisk. Okay. So it looks like it's, yeah, starting to bubble. Okay. See, it's already starting to thicken up. Alexa, this is just a really small amount because I'm doing some blueberries.
I'm not sure.
So, shut up, Alexa. So I'm doing a double batch of this size. I'm doing, instead of 1 cup of blackberries, I'm doing 2 cups of blueberries. That means 1 cup of water and half a cup of sugar. I did find the lime, so I did half of it in this and then half of it in that. To me, the blackberries and the blueberries, the tartar berries, they do need a little bit of brightening up. It kind of just takes away the bite of the flavor. But anyway, so you see that's good and thick, so we can turn that off the heat. I'm going to start my blueberries, and then we'll come back to that in a minute. So I'm going to get them started, and I will be right back. Oh, that's my cue. Okay. Turn that off. Oh, yeah, that's nice. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the blackberries. I'm not going to bring you over here to do that because it's the same thing. I'm going to strain that out into something. Oh, there it is. Spoon. Sugar all the chunks out. And I'm just going to smush the berries around. Get all that goodness out of there. So think about it for a minute. When you go to IHOP, they have all those syrups there. What was y'all's favorite? Mine was the traditional maple syrup or whatever, but I always liked the strawberry jelly and the what do you call it? The blueberry. I mean, not blueberry, boysenberry. Anybody ever had the boysenberry? I don't even know what a boysenberry looks like. Kind of curious. Leave in the comments if there's like a particular syrup or something like that that you would like to see, because I always like to experiment with this stuff. If that's all we're getting. Of course, I never wear an apron. I have aprons. I just never think about them until I've already got my shirt dirty. So, there's that. Okay. Did I get it on my shirt? No. I made some old shirt anyway, but you know. Okay, so we're going to pour that back into the pot. Yes, I know I'm using a lot of dishes, but I keep rewashing the same bowl. So, now, we're going to get the temperature back up like we did the blackberry. Looks like we're going to get 2 pints out of this. So, yay. So, while that's heating up, I'm going to go and get my water and my... I already heated this up once, but I'm going to go and turn the heat back on to get it boiling again. So that way we can get rocking and rolling with this. So, still got my water. It's still hot. I'm going to get out 2 jars. I feel like I can get 2 jars out of this. There we go. Do that. Cornstarch slush. Good. Mix it in. Here's my whisk. Always start whisking it before you pour. And just needs a minute. You don't have to, as long as there's no lumps, you can go ahead and take it off and boom, ready to go. All right, water's beginning to boil. Funnel, jar, grabber thingies, lid, grabber thingies. I'm gonna pour it. I don't see the need in all of that. It's still only gonna make one. Oh my gosh, it doesn't make much of a difference. All right, whatever. I'm over it. How about y'all? Oh, it tastes good. So let's clean the rim off. And remember why we do this, so that we get a good seal, right? Make sure you're kind of getting the inside too. And while you're doing this, you're checking for cracks in the rim, because that will also compromise your seal. See, not all canning has to be 20,000 jars, whatever. Just, it's having the equipment, the right equipment on hand for the job. Whether you need a big shovel or a small shovel to dig a ditch, or just a little hole in the ground. Right? So remember, finger tight, not super tight. So the water's already started boiling, so let's get this show on the road. So gold jar is Blackberry, and silver jar rim is Blueberry. All right, here they go. Yeah, I did put the little tray in there. Still kind of making a little noise, but what are you gonna do? All right, so now we're gonna set this for 10 minutes. 10 minutes is all you need to sterilize anything in there. So here we go. And I will, try again. All right, I'll be back. All right. So 10 minutes passed, and I pulled it off the heat and gave it just a few minutes. You know, now we're gonna take the lid off, get our handy dandy jar lifters, and yeah, it looks like it's going to seal. Nothing. There's no siphoning from the, you know, the ridges up here. There's no siphoning. So that's a good thing. Of course, I know this one's going to seal. No worries. And hopefully we'll hear it. So yeah, like I said, this was just basically a little experiment. I wanted to... The reason why I didn't just put it into 2 smaller, even smaller jars, is because I wanted to see if it would seal. Not all the way. Do I recommend doing this? No. You should have enough product in your jar. But again, this is an experimental jar, so we're gonna see what happens. And because I have other syrups, I'm not worried about eating this anytime soon. I'm gonna let it sit here like maybe 6 months, and then I'm gonna check it and see what happens with it. You know what I mean? Um, First, I want to see if it's gonna pop. I swore I heard this one pop already. I think I did. Never skimp on the jar lids. Never, because you will regret it. Um, you can buy them in bulk in different places. Try Azure, however you say it. Azure has good canning lids. Ball and Curry used to be the best. I have so many from pre-pandemic that I don't think I'm gonna have to buy lids for a long, long time. I do repurpose them, like for dry goods and stuff. I'm not gonna tell you to reuse them for jarring or for canning, but sometimes I do. Only if the integrity of the lid is worth it. If you see any, hang on. So these are balls right here. These are my favorite, but again, I've used the newer ones post-pandemic, and I have had issues with sealing. You see the little rubber gasket? That's what you're wanting to make sure is intact. And as long as it's perfectly intact, you don't see any cuts in it, any nicks, and it goes all the way across to the edge of the jar, you're good, in my opinion. Also, make sure there's no little nicks right here either, because that can contaminate your food. So that being said, me personally, I reuse jars. I'm not going to tell you to do that though. Wow, this is already, both of these have already sealed. So yeah, so I'm going to put this up and see in 6 months if it held the seal. And if it does, I'm going to use it because I have my little, remember in my, if you watched all of my videos, let me see if I can find them real quick, because usually I keep them in this top drawer. Oh, they're in my little, oh no, there they are. I don't know how they got in the second drawer, but whatever. I keep these. It's for pH levels to check. And 6.5 is what you're looking for. 6.5 or lower. Between 4 and 6.5 is safe for home preservation. Someone double check it. I may want to edit the video, double check that. But if it's different, I'll put it in the description. So, yeah, so I use these like when I'm doing my experiments. I use these. And also, if it's been on the shelf a while, I use these before I let my family eat it, right? Because that's the whole point of doing this, to do things to keep sustainability in our family, in our household, right? So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna let these cool and then clean them off and put them away. And I'll get back to you here in a few months and see how this one right here is holding up, because I am curious about it. Very curious about it, to see if it will go when it's not completely full. So hopefully all the air got out of it, and that's how we'll know if it's sealed properly, because if there's mold sitting on top of it in 2 weeks, then we know that that's not a good idea to make sure. Again, I'm not telling you to not fill the jars up. This is an experiment only with this jar. You want it filled to at least that bottom rim. With jams and jellies, it's usually a 1/4 inch headspace, and like low acid stuff, it's typically almost always an inch. So that being said, I'm going to see what this does. I'm really curious. I don't think it's going to hurt anything, honestly. But we're going to see. All right, love y'all. Bye.